Hello, good morning and welcome to Don't Worry, Dad'll Fix It. Today's small project is we are going to refinish this windowsill here. It's a relatively large windowsill with a large window, so we're going to use a sander. We're going to sand it down. Another reason for sanding it is if you paint over the top, it does unfortunately show the flaws. When this was originally painted, there were a number of brush marks as well. I've already started sanding it before this video, so it did look considerably worse. We're going to sand it down to bare wood, and then we're going to paint over it in part 2 of this video. We're going to paint over it with a water-based gloss paint or white colour. So what you need to do is you need to have a couple of different sanding discs. I've got an 80 grit disc here, which I'm going to start off with. The 80 grit is relatively rough and will get the paint off for you relatively quickly. As you can see there, it's already started there to take off quite a lot of paint. I'm going to use an old vacuum cleaner or an old hoover from the garage. I'm going to attach it. I've attached it to the sander here. And that's going to suck out most of the dust so that we don't have a horrible dusty room afterwards. It also stops some of the dust getting in your lungs. However, I would strongly recommend that you wear a face mask as well to protect your lungs. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to do a little bit with the extraction here. So I can still talk to you. However, the rest of it, when off camera, I'm going to finish with a dust mask. Okay, so I'm going to get started here. I'm going to put the 80 grit sanding pad on here. And I'm going to do some of the sanding just to get started here, and we'll work down to later on we'll work down to a larger grit number for the finishing so that we get a smooth finish for the paint. So I'd recommend you get something like a 200. I've got a 320 here as part of my collection, but I'd recommend something like a 200 just to get a smooth finish for the paint to adhere onto. But we'll start with an 80 and we'll work our way up. Okay, let's get going. There'll be quite a lot of noise here because I'm going to run the vacuum cleaner and the sander at the same time. It'd be good if I switched it on, wouldn't it? Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there for part 1. As you can see, the paint comes off relatively quickly using the 80 grit sanding disc. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but the paint was flaking off as well, which is one of the reasons why we want to sand it off. Because the thing is, you could paint over the top of this and you may find that your paint flakes off after a while. It's just because the paint has got tired, you know, it's got furniture polish probably gone into it, and already once it starts peeling, in other words, if you spill something on it, like in this instance, it was actually one of those room deodorizer stick things. Once you spill something onto it, it starts flaking off. It really is game over because you have to get it all off, especially if it's an oil-based substance. You have to get it all off before you paint over the top of it. But yes, thank you very much for watching. This is the end of part 1. I'm going to do part 2 in a minute where we repaint over the top and finish this windowsill. Thanks for watching. Don't worry, Dad'll fix it.